Jimmy Kimmel seized on President Trump's latest boast about his mental sharpness Monday night, proposing what he called the biggest and greatest IQ test of all time live on television. On Jimmy Kimmel Live, the host played a clip of Trump speaking to reporters aboard Air Force One, where the president bragged about passing what he described as an IQ test during a recent physical exam. In reality, it was a cognitive screening the same, one he's touted previously, but Trump insisted he'd aced it and claimed that Democrats like Texas Rep. Jasmine Crockett and New York Reps. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez couldn't do the same. Kimmel responded with a full-blown event pitch. "Let's do it on TV," he said. "Donald Trump versus Jasmine Crockett and AOC. Let's make this happen. I'm serious. I'll host it. I'll produce it. I'll pay for it." He dubbed the imagined matchup Grandpa Don's Dementia Bowl, joking that it could serve as the undercard before that UFC fight they're having on the White House lawn in June 2026, with the proceeds going to fund the government. Trump's new IQ test claims are the continuation of a favorite theme from his first presidency. The test he took is known as the Montreal Cognitive Assessment, was designed to detect signs of dementia, not measure intelligence. But Trump has long described it as an IQ-style exam, that he aced using it as a shorthand for his sharpness and stamina while ridiculing political opponents. In a blistering monologue on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Monday night, late-night host Jimmy Kimmel turned President Donald Trump's latest self-congratulatory rant about his cognitive prowess into a full-fledged television spectacle proposal. Kimmel, never one to shy away from political satire, seized on Trump's boastful claims made aboard Air Force One and pitched what he dubbed the biggest and greatest IQ test of all time live on television. The imagined event? A high-stakes showdown titled Grandpa Don's Dementia Bowl, pitting Trump against two of his frequent Democratic targets, Texas Rep. Jasmine Crockett and New York Reps. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC. The segment kicked off with Kimmel rolling a clip from Trump's in-flight press gaggle. The president, fresh off a recent physical exam, bragged about acing what he repeatedly called an IQ test. "I aced it," Trump declared to reporters, his voice booming with trademark confidence. He then pivoted to taunting his opponents, insisting that people like Jasmine Crockett and AOC, they couldn't pass it. They wouldn't even know what it is. The audience erupted in laughter as Kimmel paused the tape, his eyes widening in mock astonishment. But Kimmel didn't stop at mockery. He escalated into a genuine pitch for a live TV event. "Let's do it on TV," he exclaimed, leaning into the camera with unbridled enthusiasm. "Donald Trump versus Jasmine Crockett and AOC. Let's make this happen. I'm serious. I'll host it. I'll produce it. I'll pay for it." The studio crowd cheered wildly as Kimmel fleshed out the details, transforming Trump's offhand jabs into a pay-per-view worthy extravaganza. Envisioning the matchup as Grandpa Don's Dementia Bowl, Kimmel joked that it could serve as the perfect undercard before a rumored UFC fight on the White House lawn scheduled for June 2026, an absurd nod to Trump's love of spectacle and combat sports. "Proceeds," Kimmel deadpanned, "will go to fund the government. Because Lord knows we need it after all these tariffs and tax cuts for billionaires." He even suggested themed elements, Trump entering to YMCA, blaring from speakers. Crockett and AOC strutting in with custom robes emblazoned with slogans like "Tax the Rich" and "Green New Deal or Bust." Kimmel's proposal wasn't just hot air, he framed it as a public service. "Think about it, this isn't just entertainment. It's democracy in action," he said. "We settle the score once and for all. Who's sharper? The guy who claims he aced an IQ test? Or the congresswomen he says are too dumb to tie their own shoes?" To sweeten the deal, Kimmel offered to moderate with impartial questions, promising a mix of trivia, policy debates, and a few memory games to keep it fair. He quipped about including rounds like "Name that cabinet member" and "Recall your own tweet from 2016. This isn't the first time Trump has hyped his cognitive screening as proof of genius. The test in question is the Montreal Cognitive Assessment, MOCA, a 10-minute tool designed by neurologists to flag early signs of dementia or mild cognitive impairment, not to measure IQ. It includes simple tasks like drawing a clock, identifying animals, lion, rhinoceros, camel, and repeating a sequence of numbers. Trump first touted acing it during his initial presidency in 2018, after rumors swirled about his mental fitness amid books like Fire and Fury. Doctors administered it at Trump's request during a Walter Reed physical, and he's referenced it ever since as evidence of his very good brain. Medical experts have long clarified the distinction. The MOSI-A is a screening for cognitive decline, not an intelligence quotient exam, explained Dr. Ziad Nasreddine, the test's creator, in past interviews. Scoring a perfect 30-30, as Trump claims, simply means no red flags for impairment. It's the baseline expected for healthy adults, not a Mensa invitation. Yet Trump persists in mislabeling it, using it to bolster his image of stamina while belittling foes. During his 2020 campaign, he challenged then-rival Joe Biden to take it. Now, in 2025, he's recycling the trope against younger Democrats like Crockett, 44, and AOC, 36, both sharp-tongued progressives who've clashed with him on everything from impeachment to inflation. Kimmel leaned into the irony. He's out here bragging about identifying a camel while AOC is explaining quantum physics, and Crockett is roasting him in committee hearings, he joked. The host played montages of Crockett's viral takedowns, calling out GOP hypocrisy on border security, and AOC's masterful breakdowns of complex legislation, like her interrogation of bank CEOs. If this is a dementia test, Trump might want to study up, Kimmel warned. The pitch quickly went viral on social media. Dementia Bowl trended within hours, with users photoshopping fight posters. Trump in boxing gloves labeled stable genius, facing off against Crockett and AOC in a tag team setup. Memes flooded X, formerly Twitter, including one of Trump drawing a lopsided clock captioned, 11:30? Close enough! AOC responded playfully on her Instagram stories. I'm in if we add a round on climate science. Donald, you ready to name the greenhouse gases? Crockett chimed in on X. I'll bring the receipts. And maybe a mirror for him to remember what truth looks like. Trump's team hasn't officially responded, but sources close to the White House say the president laughed off the idea during a Mar-a-Lago briefing, reportedly saying, Kimmel, that loser, I'd crush them in 5 minutes. Insiders hint he might counter-propose his own event, perhaps on Truth Social Live with questions tailored to his strengths, like golf trivia or crowd size estimation. Kimmel wrapped the segment by doubling down. This could be bigger than the Super Bowl. Ratings through the roof, charity money pouring in, and finally, proof of who's got the brains. He urged viewers to petition networks, ABC, NBC, Fox. Someone pick this up, or stream it on X. Elon owes me a favor. Beyond the laughs, the stunt highlights ongoing debates about age, fitness, and leadership in American politics. At 79, Trump is the oldest sitting president, facing scrutiny over gaffes like mixing up world leaders or trailing off mid-sentence. Democrats, meanwhile, push narratives of youth and vigor. Yet experts warn against politicizing health screens. Cognitive tests aren't partisan tools, said geriatric psychiatrist Dr. Sarah Lenz-Locke of AARP. They're medical, not debate fodder. If realized, Grandpa Don's Dementia Bowl could raise millions. Kimmel suggested donations to Alzheimer's research and veterans' cognitive care. Sponsors? Perhaps energy drinks for mental stamina or puzzle apps. Undercard bouts might feature other politicos. Senator Ted Cruz versus Reppers Ilhan Omar in a fact-check frenzy.